There was a time this path was guarded day and night by Lord Kupka's men. But now they've gone. Back to the Fang. Leaving us lesser mortals at the mercy of whatever...
This must have been a fishing village before everyone left. This is stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk? Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my...
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
He cracked with Chris.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you, Clive. Thank you.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid.
Yes.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them... Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper...
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's,
I see. Would that help?
Oh, very much. I'll gather my team and head there right away.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border post.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind. If you're ready, we leave at once.
It's over!
Oh, there you are, Sid. The ruins are just over there, as...
Of course. Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll,
All right.
seeing troops amassing at every border post.
And no surprises there.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See what he makes of it?
Right away. Harpocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, as you can imagine. She's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach. Well, consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moondew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you...
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always.
Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames.
We could have done with some of on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very... edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are so much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now.
I will.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
Do you see anything you like? And a fine, fine day to you.
Pilchard's nice and chilled. You spoiling another cat.
Are those Pepio nuts? I can never tell.
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the Pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the... Fresh cuts! Come and get them!
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. I trust it's all here. Keep fighting the good fight.
How the hell is anyone...
What do you want? And?
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did.
Garlic and Pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Hippocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool.
But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Talia how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course. Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice, just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Oh, I'm never drinking again.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Think Mid might need some help, Teddy.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really? That's a ship.
He cracked the crystal too.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case. What could be wrong with Torgor? He seemed well enough when I last saw him. Trouble with the ledgers. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgor?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that you've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean?
Blackthorn, you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft. Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. They're not troubling me exactly.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that, but I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about the...
Wish I could take one of our birds.
Lovely breeze, isn't it?
Well. Here.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this lovely bit of kit, yes? Problem is, it won't, which is why I've been...
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this.
Proper?
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the... You pour the blackest blight water through it. So, I did... And do you know what I found out?
I take it.
I saw a billet on the... I would have gone myself, but...
All right.
Thank you, kind...
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Oh, don't make me... A little. Listen. And it's... Maybe, sadly, that square. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Bit late for that.
There you are! What a surprise.
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bank. Well...
Oh, just Martha.
We owe 3 of our most trusted...
Each. 5 million. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the...
Do we have that much to...
No, we don't. After the King's ransom, we had off it. Besides...
All right. Is there anything I can do to...
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha?
Rocks.
Rocks? Little something Sid and I set aside, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt, probably.
I'm sure there will be.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark.
I know. Which is...
Go. Do you know why I only get...
Because...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn.
Running around?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go, which made it nice and easy, fine.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go, Nick. Fine. If you Lord Ignac's the man you want, Dalmekian bloke, collects weapons and the like, and he's got more money than sense, which is wise. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the... Lawsman.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But according to... She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she...
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. If we assume that his newfound... It may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is accustomed to frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes...
I don't recall ever seeing any that long.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures, the last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about.
Even so.
Good hunting.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you, and though I doubt it's what you were
A star, Ruby. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you...
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that.
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. But and when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, not that, and you keep good company.
Certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, It would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. How's we, Torgal?
Stay down! Give me some!
Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The St. Drake's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that route.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence.
That will be very kind of...
Farewell.
master! We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off! Fire and flame! Slow.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern.
A formidable name. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience.
A few moments of your time should suffice, yet.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain...
Oh, true. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharp, but it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign, and that is the key. The secret. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to service. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter I am one step ahead of the
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Ma. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
There's Torm. At the glass gate flood. That's fine.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Olive Talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. The man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake, and for Otto's, for all of us. For all you've done.
Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway...
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. And blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help.
Go will want to know the stones were delivered, if he's still with us.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, but she was just too stubborn to take. She threw it right back in my face, in fact.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh,
Lady Catgoat tells me you weren't happy. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I may have tossed a talent or but those were donations.
Of course not. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, so you're a prince now? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then... Where'd you even get this? A canny one, meanwhile. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump, I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to...
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used.
I knew so little about it.
Like most people.
Arthur and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? Back in the day. He bought passage to... I forget where. We set up drinking island rum till the morning, quit my post not long after that. But me and Sid stayed close. Promising we'd one day... That was... before fate stepped. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first nut, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him, and I couldn't for the life of me understand that. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... Him. And he was true to his word, too. Threw away everything he had. I knew then. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather Goat at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting...
Speaking of which, I brought one for later.
You can, aye. In return, you...
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clark, were you able to locate...
We were indeed, Lawsman.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
Ah. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Sid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be...
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about us.
I did bet it.
whetstone?
Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly. No point trying to copy that thing. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp. I won't make a copy now.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be just...
Don't you? I've been working day and night since I was half your age. And I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the material.
Right.
Clive? What do you want? And?
Greetings, Your Majesty. Too slow. Your reign is over. Now to collect the... This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If it wa-
Clive? Not saying Fordian, do you? No scratches, right?
I wish I could take one of our...
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing set. Right then. Let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the...
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder.
There's No need.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag?
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the... Thought we might use it. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze...
Well...
That's the spirit. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels...
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
I think Mid might need some help.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. Come again. I may have more for you.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
He cracked the crystal too.